What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel where me and my brother Ryan will be covering Dodger baseball all year long, bringing you podcasts as well as breakdown videos and also analysis videos. Today I have for you a Roki Sasaki breakdown of his pitch mix, and we're going to try to answer the question, how good actually is Roki Sasaki? Well, the answer is very good. So good, in fact, that he became the #1 prospect in the MLB shortly after signing with the Dodgers. But it's important to remember that is exactly what he is at this point in time, a prospect. And with the great rookie year that Yamamoto just had, posting a 3.0 ERA, having big time starts in an elimination game in the NLDS, Game 2 of the World Series, it may be unfair to expect Sasaki to live up to that in year 1 because he is in a much different point of his career than Yamamoto, and I think that's important to remember. When Yamamoto came over, he was 25 and a fully polished pitcher with 3 to 4 pitches he had full control over, and he was already considered one of the 10 to 15 best pitchers in the world, regardless of what league he was in. Sasaki, however, is not as polished at 23 years of age, but there's a reason he's the #1 prospect in the MLB. He has some of the most explosive stuff baseball has ever seen. So without further ado, let's hop into his pitch arsenal, starting with the fastball. Now, his fastball he throws 50% of the time, and he can get to triple digits with ease with arm side run, and this will immediately be one of the best fastballs in the game. But the problem he'll run into in his rookie year is that with a splitter as nasty as his, hitters are not going to want to fall behind in the count 0-2, 1-2, and so they're going to sit fastball early in the count. So accuracy with his fastball early in the counts is going to be the most important thing for him going into his rookie year. But as far as stuff wise, the movement it has, the velocity it has, it's going to produce a lot of swing and misses. Now moving on to his best off-speed pitch, which is the splitter, and what makes this pitch so difficult to hit is he can manipulate this and throw it a couple different ways. The first way he throws it is like a slider, as you can see there. That looks like a slider, but because of that glove side movement, but as you can see here, it's a splitter grip, obviously split fingers, and this pitch is really difficult on righties because it breaks away from him. As you can see here, he gets a beautiful check swing, and that's going to be really tough on righties. And the other way he throws it is like this. This is your more standard splitter for a righty. This is how Yoshi throws it, how Shohei throws it, and this pitch is going to be really tough on lefties because it's breaking away from the lefties' arm side. So to have both of these variants, I guess you could say, of the pitch, it's almost like he has 3 pitches, the fastball and 2 different splitters, and it's going to be really difficult for hitters to hit him. Now moving on to his third pitch, which is going to be the slider, which I think is definitely going to need a little bit of work. And if he can get this as his consistent third pitch, he will be unstoppable. And it's going to be really essential because in the MLB currently, almost every elite righty arm has a splitter, specifically for the big sluggers like Judge, like Stanton, Fernando Tatis. And as you can see here, I think this is a great example because this is a big man right here. I'm sure he has power in that bat. And he's going to execute a perfect slider here, down and away, goes out and get it. And again, in these big playoff matchups, he's going to need to go to that slider to get a swing and miss just like that. Right there, beautiful swing and miss. I think this is my favorite slider I've seen from him. Beautiful. And again, this third pitch is going to be essential. If he can have the fastball, the splitter, and the slider, and great command over all 3, which is the most important thing, it's going to be tough for the rest of the NL West. Now that you've seen all 3 pitches, I wanted to take you through a pitch-by-pitch at-bat. This is in the WBC semifinals against Randy Arozarena, the first at-bat of the game, and I'll take you through here. He starts it off 1-1 just off the plate. Comes back with a fastball 100, now it's even 1-1. And this is the disgusting splitter I just showed you earlier. So it's 1-2, goes right back to the splitter, but it's okay because he's still ahead. Now that it's 2-2, he's ahead in the count. Let's see what he does. I'll just pump 102 right by you. And when you have stuff like this, it puts the hitter in such a dilemma when he's ahead in the count like that, 2-2, because you saw 2 fastballs at 100, 2 disgusting splitters at 92, 90. What do? You have to make a decision, and more than likely, you're going to guess wrong. And now I want to show you an overlay of the 2 pitches, the 100 dotted on the corner, and the 92 splitter that broke down and away. And this really shows you how hard it is to hit. Everything's the same tunnel, and look at the difference of these pitchers. I don't know how anyone hits that. I want to take another look at it and pause it so you guys can see. Boom, right here, this looks like one baseball, but it's 2 separate pitches that go in completely different directions. So as the hitter, right here, this is when you make your decision to swing, because it's 100 miles per hour. You're gonna have to catch up. So this looks like a fastball. He's thinking, okay, I got it. I'm gonna try to send this to right field, get good contact. Instead, it just drops and ends up in the dirt. And mind you, this happens in a split second of what the batters can see. So I can promise you one thing: if Roki Sasaki is able to do this consistently, if he's able to paint 100 on the black on the corners, then follow it up with splitters, with sliders, I promise you no one can hit him. So as far as the growing pains that Roki Sasaki might face, I think the biggest thing is going to be the mistakes he makes. Because from the MPB to the MLB, there's stuff that you actually get better at, as shocking as that sounds. The one thing that my prediction would be is I think his strikeouts actually go up in the MLB. I know obviously the talent in the MLB is way better than the MPB, but the swing and miss is also up there as well. So in the MPB, their whole philosophy is bat to ball contact guys. So there's less swing and miss there. And so with the MLB, it's home runs, it's swing and miss, it's walking, the 3 outcome kind of thing. So I actually think with his stuff, the strikeouts will go up. And we've actually seen that with Japanese players coming from the MPB to the MLB. The one thing that will be tough to get over, though, is because they're mostly contact, they don't have as much powers. So the mistakes that Roki Sasaki has made over there, they don't really get punished because of the lack of power. Where over here, if he leaves a hanging splitter, a fastball middle to the best hitters in baseball, there's going to be a lot more home runs. So my biggest concern / growing pain I think he has to get over is to limit the mistakes. I actually have a few examples of times where he made mistakes and he's gotten away with it. Right here is the first one. As you can see here, he throws a hanging splitter, and that is a fly out in the MPB. But if he throws that to Fernando Tatis, he throws that to Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, any of the big slugging righties, that's going to end up in the left field pavilion. So he's thrown quite a few hanging splitters in his day that they didn't quite take advantage of. And here's another example of this time to a lefty. This one isn't a horrible pitch, but it was a slitter kind of left up in the zone. You throw that to Harper, you throw that to Soto, you might not get that ball back. So he's going to have to limit the mistakes as much as possible. But if he does give up a hanging splitter home run, it's not the end of the world. Yamamoto did the same thing too. It's just a transition you have to get over. So to answer the question, how good is Roki Sasaki? He's pretty dang good, but I think in his rookie year there will be some growing pains. I think what everything is going to come down to is execution. And I know that could be said for every pitcher, obviously. But for this guy, if he executes, you can't hit him. Like if he executes to perfection, even close to perfection, it's 7 innings, 12 Ks, no runs. It's that level of talent. Because for the overlay I showed you, that bat earlier that I showed you from Randy Arozarena, if he dots 100 on the black, splitter off of that, fastball up, there's not even Soto can hit that. Not even Shohei can hit that. I mean, he's that level of special. The stuff is that good to where if he executes, you're not going to hit him. And so you give that guy with that stuff, that arsenal of pitches, you give him to the best pitching staff and developing staff in the world in a rotation where he doesn't have to be the guy. He doesn't have to have pressure. He can be the 5th guy. I mean, I think that's just a recipe for success. But the biggest thing for me, as far as expectations, the number one thing I want to see, it's not his ERA, it's not his strikeouts, it's not his wins. It's his health. That is the number one priority for Roki Sasaki this year with the Dodgers. Keep him healthy. We have 10 pitchers for a reason. If he's feeling anything, give him as much rest as he needs. Let's please try to avoid an injury because this guy is that special of a talent. But anyways, that's going to do it for the breakdown. I hope you enjoyed this. Stay tuned for many more videos like this. I mean, I love pitching. I love breaking down pitching, going overlays at bats. And with the rotation, we got Glasnow, Yamamoto, Shohei, Snell. It's nothing but electric fastball, sliders, cutters, splitters, curves. You get any pitch in the world, you name it, I'm sure the Dodger rotation has. And not to mention disgusting stuff in the bullpen. So there's going to be breakdowns like this all year long, as well as hitting stuff. And me and my brother Ryan, like I said, will be having podcasts every week. So if you're a Dodger fan, there's really no better place to be. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and go Dodgers.